Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. On behalf of Weigel's Fuel and Food that's fast, fresh, and friendly, I want to say good morning to you and happy to have you on here. By the way, if you know that we have now reached a new year, a new calendar year of 2024, eggnog is back for maybe a last call because I know that new milk flavors are coming. They talk about it on the Weigel's Facebook page, but eggnog is back maybe just for another day or two. You might want to grab it before it flies off the shelf. It's back. It was back for maybe just a limited time, but it is Tennessee's favorite. The holidays are winding down. They are over pretty much, but some of us will be getting back to work today, if not sooner. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store in 24, and it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. You got to love that, but the eggnog is back, so check it out, and we'll be awaiting a new flavor very soon. I know, I suspect, as they teased about it a little bit on their Facebook page this morning. I want to bring you up to speed. Temperature-wise this morning, it is cold. It is 30 degrees at McGee-Tyson. It feels like it's in the mid-20s. Ooh, that's cold. And it's 29 in Wartburg, 32 in Morristown, 32 in Maryville, and it's just below freezing in Crossville. And if you're concerned about fog, not really an issue. Clouds have been slow to break overnight, so skies will become mostly sunny today. Visibility, not that bad. When you see a 10 beside your town, that's the maximum number of miles you're going to get. But certainly we'll be watching that potential again tomorrow. By the way, just want to welcome you back. Flying the accurate skies here. Welcome home. Happy New Year. Maybe you've been out of town the last couple of weeks. You know, some of us travel around Thanksgiving. Some of us travel around Christmas, Hanukkah, and maybe even into, let's say, I don't know, New Year's. So if you've been on the road, maybe this is what you've been looking at, staring at the ceiling, wondering when the flight's going to land, or if the passenger in front of you is going to lean back on you. I hate that. Whenever you want the leg room. But anyway, if you've been gazing out the window, looking at the weather like I do most of the day, you can see that certainly that might be an element. Maybe the travel's got you down. Maybe you've been hustling and bustling trying to get to grandma's house. Maybe you've been stuck on that moving sidewalk. Aren't those fun? But also if you've been just kicking back. Maybe you're looking at all the crowds. Maybe you're a people watcher like me. You just put your shoes up on the suitcase and you wait for your flight to be called. You say, okay, I'm moving. Hey, I'm finally on the move. But then there's the weather, right? Then you have the rain, the snow, depending on where you go, Illinois, Indiana. Maybe you've been around the Great Lakes. Where have you been? But then there's the packing, right? The packing, the unpacking. Maybe that's not so pleasant. And maybe you're just trying to find your bag. Oh, I hate when that happens, right? So you figure, oh, it's got to be here somewhere. Where'd my bag go? I think it's the one on the upper right. No, not that upper right, the other upper right. And then you get to the baggage claim, and then you hope that maybe your kids don't get on the carousel. It's just I understand how travel can be, up and down the escalator, back on the train, but then you're back home again. So this is your captain speaking. We're currently cruising at 30,000 feet, and I want to wish you a very happy new year. You like that? That was my little presentation to you. Anyway, let's get to the weather. You say, well, that's a big intro. Yeah, anyway, the ultimate Doppler radar, not showing much in the way of any precipitation. Some flurries were possible where clouds were persistent last night. If you look around the state, it is quiet as a church mouse, right? Not much to see here. We got some snow across, I guess, Lake Superior, but it's pretty slim pickings. We're just waiting for something else to unfold this week, and there will be some opportunities for snow, if not in Tennessee, maybe all around Tennessee. I'll explain, but some precipitation now falling around El Paso and also into New Mexico. The rainfall normals, if you're taking note or playing along with the home game version, we get about 4 3/4. 4 3/4 of an inch of rain or melted snow, bear in mind that is also melted snow, is the average for the month of January. But if you look back in the rearview mirror, we were about 4.5, just under 4.5 inches below normal for the year. Bottom right says negative 4.42. That was the year to date because we had only just about 47.5 inches for the rainfall for the 2023 calendar year. December was helpful, right? We had over 6 inches. That was more than an inch above average. But really what did us harm was the September-October double whammy with less than or about a half inch both months. So it was pretty slim pickings. But January and March and June and August will go down as the above, and December, of course, will go down as above average months for 2023 if you were looking to play the home game version. But that still puts us under a moderate drought. This drought monitor came out last Thursday, so this is indicative of what we've had at the end of 2023, though the dryness is even worse for Crossville. It's even worse for Wartburg. So Morgan, Cumberland County are under extreme drought. Oak Ridge is technically severe drought, but where you see kind of a light brown, that covers all of Knox County, covers Jefferson City, Morristown, Maryville, all under the moderate drought. So we still have some ways to go, and we're going to get quite a bit of rain, or at least some moisture, I think, going into this upcoming weekend. Tampa's got some dry spots. They've got some red areas in the Midwest, Iowa, and back toward New Mexico and Texas. All right, here we go. Temperatures now 30 degrees. I want to say good morning to you. Had a little bit of preamble there, but I want to say I'm on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're on YouTube, let me know. I see Steve Stone. He's giving me a good morning with a happy face. He's quick on the draw. Love it. Thank you, Steve, for being on this platform, too. We got Betty Cunningham saying, good morning, David. Happy New Year. She says, I want it back in all 50. Okay, I'm not quite sure I caught that, but I'll catch it. Maybe Steven Snyder says 42 right now here. Oh, wow. Down in maybe Texas. And then Carrie Aguilar says it's chilly. Good morning. Jeff says, good morning. Hope you and your family had a happy New Year. I did, Jeff. Thank you for your comment. And I hope that your family had a blessed holiday season as we start a whole new year. Please find us some snow. We're going to look at that possibility coming into this week and into beyond. In fact, we'll do well beyond with some slides I'm going to show you. Temperature right now, 30 in Knoxville, 34 in Jacksboro. You look at these winds, they're not moving much, but as we all like to say, it doesn't take much wind to make it feel a little bit colder. We've got a 5-mile-an-hour wind, so if you have a wind, it might feel like it's 25 in Knoxville. 31 it maybe feels like in Wartburg, and about 26 in Crossville here at 6:46. If you're looking at current readings and you're on the road, we're in the 20s and 30s. Look at Memphis, look at Jackson, mid to upper 20s. It's currently freezing in Chattanooga, and it's 34 right now in Johnson City. I guess the only thing that kept us from really falling last night is the fact the clouds have been a little slower getting out of here. Speaking of the clouds, they're going to kind of swirl around this morning, but I suspect as we get closer to about, say, 7, 8, 9 o'clock, you're going to see much more blue sky than you see clouds. It'll be a mostly sunny day today. As the clouds are beginning to stir, they're beginning to break, and you'll see, again, the need for sunglasses. A little frosty cold in some spots this morning, but 7:46 when the sun comes up about an hour from right now, and the sun will be setting at 5:34. So take note, 7:46, 5:34. If you're out the door here on the 2nd of January, with skies becoming mostly sunny, don't be surprised if we're still in the mid-30s at 10 o'clock, and by 2 o'clock should be around 45. I have us slated for a high of 47. So Knoxville, 47 today, 42 for Jamestown. Don't expect to get much higher than 44 for Morristown, Hamlin County, White Pine, as well as Talbot, and Jefferson City, about 45, 47 for Newport, 46 for Maryville, and as mentioned, about 49, though, for Tellico Plains. Here are my headlines for today. Mostly sunny today, more clouds on Wednesday, and then a little colder on Thursday. Thursday will be about 44, but really nothing too excitable except maybe Wednesday night, Thursday, the Smokies could be getting some more snow, but most of it's going to be in the mountains of North Carolina. By the way, if you haven't picked up the eggnog, it's back maybe just for another day or two. I don't have that kind of intel, but I can tell from reading the Weigels Facebook page that they have a few surprises up their sleeve. I love that for new milk flavors this year. So if you're excited about the next new flavor, you might want to grab the eggnog before it disappears. If you want to stock up with Tennessee's favorite, it's probably going to be gone pretty soon. Maybe it's already gone because some of you have purchased a couple of extra bottles. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24, it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. I got a couple of notes from you. I want to say good morning to Linda Rice. She says, good morning, happy and blessed new year to you and your family. Linda, you notice I'm wearing my orange because the Lady Vols absolutely pounded or crushed Liberty. I think they scored like 90 points. And, of course, our Tennessee football, our Vols, 35-0, right? It was a Nico show, I guess, yesterday afternoon. So I'm wearing, normally I'd wear the orange tie before the game, but I was so excited the fact we were just dominating in sports, it seems like the last couple of days in Vol Nation. Anyway, Jeff's on here, Betty is here, and Linda's saying hi. And if you're on YouTube, keep it coming. I love the comments that come in. Steve Stone and Marilyn Bell just popped in saying good morning, everyone. Happy to have Marilyn on YouTube as well. So we got mostly sunny today, more clouds tomorrow, and colder on Thursday. It is 6:49. Let me show you what's happening aloft. And you might be asking yourself, 5,000-foot temperatures. Who lives up there? That's about Newfound Gap upward, right? We need some cold air up here at 5,000 feet for us to experience some snow down below. And if it gets really cold, and you can see it's pretty cold in blue, stays with us, there's like a little southern slider there on Wednesday afternoon in parts of Mississippi. Isn't that interesting? But will it be cold enough at the surface? Probably not so much, but I think a better favorable spot will be the Smokies and western North Carolina. Watch what happens. That little slider, most of it trending south and east, but it helps reinforce some of the colder air that will eventually come back down. Now, the red arrows start pushing some warmer air in on the 5th. What day is the 5th? Well, that's Friday. It could be in the upper 40s. By the 8th, Elvis's birthday, we could be in the low 50s again. So, well, that's crazy. But up and down it goes, and you can see some of this cold air just continue to spin. Maybe we get a little pull, look at that, a nice little warm spell on the 9th. But then it just kind of head fakes, because then the really cold air in purple, Winnipeg, Minneapolis, typically represents single-digit wind chills and teens and 20s. So some really cold air is not going away fast. In fact, it's probably going to lock and reload heading into the middle part of the month. So there will be not one, not two, but multiple opportunities for snows. I like to tell my premium members, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put this winter all in one event, because it could be spaced out nicely as it goes well into February with this very cold, wintry pattern that we're likely to see. And you might be asking yourself, look at that. Ooh, that's AT. That looks pretty cold and nasty, I'd say, from Chicago up toward Minneapolis. I'm going to show you some snow potential. Again, this isn't a forecast, but I know it's out there. I know it circulates the internet, and I know what it is. It's just model data. Think of it as raw data. But it does suggest and change every couple of hours, but it suggests the pattern. It suggests that we're still on the playing field, right? We may not be the starter, but when you look at some of these projected totals, they'll be measuring snow in feet in parts of Pennsylvania. They'll be measuring snow in feet in parts of Virginia, West Virginia, into Illinois, and into Indiana, if this were to verify. That's a big if, right? That's a big if. It's a big if they verify this kind of snow flashing across Tennessee. But if we zoom in a little bit tighter, sure, there's potential we could get some snow before the middle of the month, and may even see it before the end of the weekend, because it's one of those patterns that you'll have to stay tuned, because it just depends on track, timing, and a whole host of other factors. 30 degrees right now, our current temperature. Northeast wind at 5. 85% relative humidity. Our valley planner for today at 652 will take us up to about 47. Normal high is 48. So I'm expecting a mostly sunny day to unfold, but still cool. 1 degree below average? Okay. You say it's near normal for sure. I could see that. But I got another note from you. I want to say good morning to Felicia. She's got her crafty adventures. Good morning and Happy New Year to Felicia. Hoping, she says, for no snow Wednesday night. Kids go to bed, school on Thursday. I wouldn't worry about that for the valley. I really wouldn't worry that much about the Smokies, because they've had worse, right? They had 2 inches in Mount LeConte a couple of nights ago, or a couple of days ago. So that's not going to be really a big factor, hopefully, to worry about there. I see Wanda, she says that wind was so cold yesterday. Excuse me, that wind was very cold, she said, and she's noting that that wind was a little brisk. Our temperature, speaking of yesterday, I have notes here. Typically, what we usually see, I say the come back on camera. The record low this morning is 0 from 1928. We're not that cold. And the record high for today is 70 from 1952 and 1880. We're not going to be that warm. But I will tell you, with a normal high of 48, don't be surprised if we get up to about 46 or 47 across many areas here in the valley. Precipitation chances, you can see that what jumps off the page is this weekend. Not so much Sunday, very little Sunday, but it's that Saturday time frame. What type of precipitation is this going to be? Because it's likely to be a heavy precipitation maker. It's ½ inch to an inch. ½ inch to an inch. If this were a 10-to-1 ratio, you'd be looking at, I don't know, 5-10 inches of snow maybe, right? Depends on if half of it's rain, half of it's snow. It's going to be a very wet situation. But I will say this, the way things are trending, most of that snow may very well be in the northern plateau. We're talking from Oneida, Jamestown, up towards, say, central Kentucky. Kentucky might get pounded with a good snowstorm, while some of the warmer air may linger here, but we'll fine-tune it as we get closer to this Saturday. Here's the Storm Prediction Center. It's 6:54. Oh, it's not a whole lot to cover here, other than some general thunderstorms in the Houston, Texas area, if Steven Snyder's watching, maybe even south of Dallas. New Orleans might get some thunderstorms today, but nothing severe. Obviously, with mostly sunny skies, not a factor here in Tennessee, but then it shifts a little bit on Wednesday. Starts to move toward Tampa, where they could use the rain, as we saw from the drought monitor. Orlando, Jacksonville, and New Orleans may find some general thunderstorms tomorrow. So that's the way Wednesday shapes up. Of course, we've got more clouds tomorrow, but not much of a precipitation maker. Thursday, maybe a few hit or miss showers there, or thunderstorms in Texas, Oklahoma, and maybe Corpus Christi, but pretty quiet outside of Thursday time frame. Now, Futurecast wants to highlight this big area of high pressure. This will enable us to enjoy a sunglasses-filled day, because you're going to want your sunglasses. High pressure is parked around Memphis, heads towards, say, Alabama by midday today, and then works its way toward Atlanta. So a lot of blue sky today will unfold. And then we move into, say, Wednesday. Now, again, speed with southern systems are awful with the modeling, but I can tell you it's more favorable late afternoon into the evening, where it kind of brushes by western sections of North Carolina. This puts some of that into our neck of the woods, which I'm not a big fan of, don't buy, but I do think it'll be mainly blue, where you see maybe Bryson City, around Asheville, by Wednesday late afternoon into the evening. Kind of brushes in and moves out. That's what I mean. It's really not going to be much. It's trended further south. It looked like it had more promise last week, but like it said, it's about as easy as tracking a marble on a dining room table. These southern systems, which is really what we need for good snows in Knoxville, because they don't usually come in from the west. We don't usually see much snow from the western systems. But the southern systems, oh, it could be game on if the conditions and track line up just so right. High pressure moving across the Great Lakes on Friday, so we'll get more sunshine on Friday at 48 degrees. Here it is for your Futurecast. Pick out your favorite town. We got temperatures potentially in the upper 20s, low 30s to get you out the door this morning. By the time we hit midday today, should be around 41 in Knoxville, 41 degrees, and about 40, say 42 for Tellico Plains at lunchtime, and 40 in Morristown. By the end of the afternoon, I mentioned should be around 47. That lines up pretty well between 3:30 and 4. And then once we go for the drive home, we're cooling through the lower 40s, and then looking for more high clouds to roll in tonight. That's what I think we'll experience. Doesn't show up well on modeling, but high clouds will be with us for tonight and heading into tomorrow, where there could be some patches of fog. And hence, at 28, 27 degrees, this would be freezing fog. Last I checked, tomorrow morning, if we get some fog, it would be, in fact, freezing fog. So something we'll be watching tomorrow morning. And again, I don't think and don't subscribe to the drops of rain that are showing up on this model. I think this is a little too fast and a little too aggressive with raindrops here. I think it stays pretty much along the Smokies and along the Appalachian spine. So for today, high of 47 degrees, mostly sunny. Yay, but I still have clouds. Well, give it some time. By the time, if you're watching this on delay, you'll say, I didn't see any clouds. Looks sunny from the time I got up. So again, depends on the time you're watching. Still cool winds, northeast, variable 3 to 8 miles per hour. Mentioned 45 for Wartburg, a 46-degree high for Pigeon Forge and Sevierville, 46 for Alcoa, Maryville, Dandridge about 47, Newport 47 degrees this afternoon. I got another note from you. I see Ed says, good morning, Happy New Year. Let's begin moving towards spring, he says. He's on Team Spring. Ed, I think we should make you the commissioner of Team Spring. Now I just need to find a commissioner for Team Snow, and you guys can battle out. I'll referee. I love it. Wanda says Vols did great yesterday. Absolutely. Very thrilled about the future of this program. I think who wouldn't be, right? I would think there'd be a lot of recruits saying, hey, I want to be on that team. Who wouldn't want to be on that team? We've got some really great players, not just at the quarterback position, but all over both sides of the field, as they say. Today, high of 50 in Chattanooga, 44 in the Tri-Cities, 44 in Nashville. These are the high temperatures I expect later this afternoon. If you are still in that traveling mode, you know, where can't find your luggage, you're stuck in the plane, you know what I mean. If you're still coming home, we await for you to come home so that you can start the brand new year here in East Tennessee. So for tonight, 27 the low temperature, some patches of freezing fog may develop late. We'll be watching that, but we're down to about 27. It'll be easier to get into the upper 20s tonight, because we'll start this evening with mostly clear skies. 25 for Middlesboro. Look for a low in Jonesville at 22. 26 for Kingston for a low temperature tonight, and 26 for Sevierville. Those are my expected lows by Wednesday morning. All right, here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. I am expecting about a ½ inch to an inch of something, mostly rain, for Saturday. So if you're focused on Saturday, you're living for the day, I can't wait for the weekend. Saturday looks pretty gray and it looks pretty soggy, but there will be a snow mix. It may do one of these things, right? It comes up from the southwest. It's not like it's coming as a horseshoe from the northwest. It's coming from the southwest. There'll be enough warm air that we experience a lot of rain, but it could be snowing pretty hard in Jamestown, Oneida, Jellicoe, all the way up to Williamsburg and Barberville, right? You're going to find lots of interesting snow reports, potentially on Saturday, because it'll be just warm enough in the valley where it's a nothing burger for most. But temperature's 46 degrees. Doesn't mean it's not cold enough in the Smokies. It'll be snowing there too. And then we pull that system out of here on Sunday, just some spots of rain, and then we may see a little brief 52 on Monday. But as I say, the 7-day forecast is a good snapshot in time. It takes you through the first full week, obviously, of January, from the 2nd through the 8th. I guess, yeah, Monday is Elvis's birthday. It'll be nice and warm at 52 for Elvis's birthday in the afternoon, but I do expect we're going to find more opportunities for snow going forward. Just brace yourself, because it's just the way it goes. By the way, make sure you pick up a bottle of the eggnog. It says could be the last call, because the next flavor may be coming up around the blocks. We'll see. Eggnog is back. It's Weigel's Yummy, Rich, and Creamy, back in stores for a limited time, and it is, in fact, Tennessee's favorite. So if you want a little nostalgia for this past holiday season, pick up a bottle, pick up 2 bottles, pick up the half-gallon. I've done a couple of those myself this Christmas season. It's just better when it's fresh, farm to store, just better when it's with Tennessee cows. The eggnog is back, but only for a brief, limited time. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.